You're watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. The city of Northport has a new fire chief. Scott Titus previously served as the department's deputy chief.
Chief Titus takes over at a time of changes within the department, including the hiring of 11 new firefighters. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us with more details on this story. Christopher?
Good evening, guys. When Scott Titus started with the Northport Fire Department, there were only 5 firefighters per shift. There are many more now, and now it's his job to lead the department into an even bigger expansion.
The 2030 plan is that there's going to be 200,000 people here in 12 years, and I think for all of us, we go, really?
Scott Titus has taken over the reins of fire chief at an important time. For one, the department is in the process of hiring 11 new firefighters.
9 of those are new positions that were newly created over the last 18 months, and that's to give us our third person staffing on our fire apparatus.
The city's current population hovers around 67,000. By 2030, it's expected to more than double, with much of that growth happening in the West Villages. That's partly helped by the addition of the new Atlanta Braves spring training stadium.
Right now, we are absolutely slated for 1 station, and as that area continues to grow and we see call demand up there change, I think that there's the possibility of adding a 2nd station.
This is Titus's 25th year with the department. He got his first job as a firefighter when he stopped by a controlled burn.
I stopped by on a Saturday and they had gear, and they said, here, try this on, showed me how an air pack worked, showed me how a fire nozzle worked. They went and lit the house on fire and said, go put it out.
His office is called the Fire Museum for his extensive collection of memorabilia. The sign jokingly says there's a 50-cent admission, but there's one photo on the wall that holds a special meaning.
When my grandmother passed away, there was a picture in her home, and my aunt gave it to me, and I found out that both of my great-grandfathers, my great-uncle, were firefighters for the Tunkhannock Fire Department.
He didn't find out about his family's fire service until a few years into being a firefighter himself. Years later, the responsibility of fire chief falls to him, a duty he never anticipated, but is eager to be successful at.
What's most important to us is that we keep meeting the needs of the community and that we keep providing the level of service that they expect from us.
As for those 11 new positions, Chief Titus hopes to have them filled within the next few months. He's also planning on bringing up more leadership as well. Live in Northport, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Christopher, thank you. We're going to go now live to ABC News with an update on that shooting at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California, which is south of San Francisco. Let's join it now.
Also on the scene. This is still very preliminary, but sources tell ABC News, and our station down there, KGO, is also reporting this. The shooter is believed to be a woman. San Bruno Police Chief Ed Barberini is about to start a news conference. Let's listen in.
Hi, my name is Ed Barberini. I am the police chief with the San Bruno Police Department. And what I'd like to do is just give you a quick briefing and a timeline of what we know now and where we're at this point. So if you'll bear with me, information is coming in. It's obviously a very fluid situation, and we're doing the best we can to keep everybody up to date. So at 12:46 p.m. this afternoon, San Bruno Police Department received numerous 911 calls regarding gunshots at the YouTube campus located on Cherry Avenue in our city. San Bruno Police arrived on scene at 12:48. And immediately began a search for a possible shooter or suspect. Upon arrival, officers encountered numerous employees fleeing from the building. It was very chaotic, as you can imagine. We did encounter one victim with an apparent gunshot wound towards the front of the business as we arrived. Several minutes later, while conducting a search of the premises, officers located a second individual with a gunshot wound that appears to may have been self-inflicted. We are still working on confirming that. 2 additional victims were located several minutes later at an adjacent business. The extent of all of the injuries of our victims are unknown right now. They were all transported for emergency medical care, but they are all unknown. So if I missed that, we have 4 victims who have all been transported for gunshot-related injuries, and we have 1 subject who's deceased inside the building with a self-inflicted wound that at this time we believe to be the shooter, but we're still following up on that. Multiple law enforcement agencies have responded to assist. We're very grateful for everyone's help and assistance. We could not have responded and accomplished this without everybody's help. This is an active event and an active investigation, and numerous law enforcement personnel from numerous different local agencies are still conducting a search of the business just to make sure that that it is clear. We conducted a quick, immediate search of the premises when the first officers arrived as pursuant to our active shooter protocol. And after that search was concluded, now we're going through with a methodical, slow search just to make sure that we cover all the bases. That's all I have for you at this time. We hope to have something a little later. I cannot give you, I cannot give you the time of the next press update, but we'll put that out as soon as we have that information. I'm sorry? No, I cannot confirm that. It's a female. Yes. My understanding...
As you just heard, that was the police chief of San Bruno, California. He is saying the suspected shooter has been confirmed a female and is apparently dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. 3 other victims. That is all unfolding in an active shooter situation at the YouTube headquarters right outside of San Francisco.
Police now searching that campus. It's a large campus there in San Bruno, so we'll have the latest as those details come into our newsroom. Right now, let's change gears and get a check on our weather here on the Suncoast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Well, beautiful day today. A cold front, though, stretching through parts of the Midwest all the way down into Texas right now, causing some big problems with tornadoes right there into Ohio, as well as southern sections of Illinois tonight, even into Kentucky. We're getting some reports of some rough weather moving through there. You can see that squall line. This is the cell in particular that is causing the tornado warnings to break out now near Columbus, Ohio. You can see all the different weather watches. These are actually winter weather warnings now from Minnesota through Wisconsin all the way into Michigan tonight. And then we have tornado watches out from Ohio stretching through southern Indiana, Illinois, and into parts of Missouri as well as into Arkansas. The rough weather associated with a pretty strong cold front right now. These are active tornado warnings that you see right there just to the east of Cincinnati. Dayton had some rough weather earlier. Now here's Columbus. So Columbus, really the southern portion of that area, under a tornado warning until 6 p.m. All associated with a fairly significant cold front that will bring us a little bit of a change here. We're seeing snowfall now, as I mentioned, from Iowa into Minnesota and Wisconsin. That front will come down our way beginning tomorrow. But right now, gorgeous weather out there, lots of sunshine, and looks like another nice day tomorrow before that cold front arrives. Details on that come in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Ever wonder why, despite so much public support for a potential law or issue, it never goes anywhere among lawmakers? Well, 2 former congressmen believe they have the answer. ABC7's Alan Cohn joins us now to explain one of their proposed solutions. Alan?
Scott, former Florida Congressman Patrick Murphy and David Jolly have been doing town halls across the state discussing, among other things, Florida's closed primary system. A closed primary means only voters registered as Democrats or Republicans can vote in the party primaries, but voter turnout to these elections is historically lower than the general election. Also, independent voters, which make up about 1/3 of those registered in Florida, are excluded. This means in areas where one party has major advantage, a fraction of the voters are picking lawmakers, which Murphy and Jolly say only helps powerful groups like the NRA.
The incentive is actually to be more extreme than it is to solve a problem.
The biggest problem with open primaries that people have is the fact that as a Republican, I'm going to have Democrats trying to pick who's going to represent my side.
Open primaries can have a unique problem as well. We'll be talking about them with former Florida Congressman David Jolly and Patrick Murphy coming up tonight at 7. Back to you.
Okay, Alan, we'll see you then. Thank you. The Florida Department of Corrections held a public hearing today about proposed changes to the visitation schedule at prisons. Visitation is currently allowed for up to 6 hours every weekend as well as on state holidays. The proposed rule change could limit the number of visits to a minimum of 2 per month for 2 hours on alternating weekends. Corrections officials say the change will help prison staff manage the number of visitors coming on a given weekend and prevent overflow crowds. One official says there's also an increase in people trying to bring contraband into prisons, as well as staff shortages.
The number of recovered weapons, cell phones, and illicit drugs continue to rise across the state within our facilities. And many of these incidents in contraband have been linked to visitation.
Several family members and former inmates who spoke at the hearing say contraband is often brought behind the prison walls by correctional officers who feel they are overworked and underpaid. The proposed change is set to go into effect this Saturday and be reevaluated after 90 days.
Florida's largest medical marijuana dispensing organization filing a lawsuit to expand patient access across the state. True Leave filing the lawsuit based on the arbitrary caps on the number of dispensaries allowed across Florida. The suit claims the statutory caps established years after True Leave had been awarded a license to grow, cultivate, distribute, and sell medical marijuana were unfairly and wrongly added after that award. True Leave CEO Kim Rivers says the current caps limit their ability to provide safe medical marijuana efficiently to their customers. The lawsuit seeks to allow True Leave to keep the locations approved and applied for, as well as establish 25 more dispensaries as a medical marijuana treatment clinic. Still to come tonight on your Suncoast News.
How fast food could disrupt your hormones. We'll have details when we come back.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Fun for the whole family, the 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County, fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life, right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by the Culture Group.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Bryce dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
A new study is revealing a new reason to not eat out. Reed Binion has a closer look.
It's convenient, but eating out may be taking a toll on your hormones. That's according to a study published in the journal Environment International. Researchers say dining out increases your exposure to potentially harmful chemicals. Those chemicals are called phthalates, and researchers say they can make your hormones go haywire. The study found that people who ate at restaurants and fast food outlets had 35% higher levels of phthalates than those who didn't. For years, eating foods with high levels of those chemicals have been linked to birth defects, and now scientists suspect the chemicals can disrupt hormones and cause fertility problems. Researchers say food is likely contaminated with those chemicals because it comes in contact with gloves and plastic packaging. Those same synthetic chemicals are also found in perfumes, hairsprays, and shampoos. The good news is that those chemicals only stay in the body for about a day. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Now your ABC7 First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
An outstanding day here on Casey Key webcam showing fair skies out on the waters there, and you can see just a little bit of wave action, not much. Seas running less than 2 feet, should be great boating weather tomorrow and should make for a nice sunset tonight. Evening planner looks good too. Temperature staying a little bit above average by 11 o'clock, 71 under generally fair skies. Now, the Futurecast will show us tonight a few evening showers, mainly inland, dissipating, and then we'll see maybe a little bit of patchy fog to start things off tomorrow. That sea fog will be well to our north, although we could get into some of that on into, it looks like, Thursday morning. There'll be a little bit of fog around tomorrow. Here comes the cold front, though. Out ahead of it, we'll have that southwest wind, so any showers that develop tomorrow afternoon will be inland, pushing toward the east coast. Wednesday looks to be pretty good. And then Wednesday night, the prefrontal trough will move through, increasing cloudiness. Even into Thursday morning, some clouds may be around. This front eventually sags southward and pulls up stationary over South Florida. And with it being so close, there's a chance we could see a slight chance for a shower or two over South Florida. Not much here, but it will keep us in partly cloudy skies, I think, on Thursday and Friday. Well, what you see here, a controlled burn and nothing as far as rainfall goes around our immediate area. Should stay that way, too. Another controlled burn here into central Florida, that pushing off to the north as a result of the southerly wind that's around. And there are some inland showers that have developed along the sea breeze front, producing some possibility of some small hail there with some of the cells north of Gainesville, but all in all, the coverage is not nearly as great. And now this continues to race off to the east. This is that line of intense storms which has produced several tornado warnings through southern Ohio from Cincinnati eastward all the way to Columbus. Now Columbus out of the danger as far as that goes. That tornado warning in effect until 6:30 south of Columbus. That front will arrive on our doorstep, I mentioned, tomorrow late and into Thursday morning. Temperatures currently 86 in Orlando. It's much warmer away from that sea breeze. You can see a little bit of a breeze there keeping things cooler right along the immediate coast. 74 now at Cortez. The Gulf water temperature at 76 degrees. Venice you're at 79, but 86 in Wauchula and into Arcadia. Currently it's 78 degrees. We have fair skies and the dew point temperature at 67, southwest winds are at 14. This picture provided by Cindy Desmond today, the backdrop there of Nokomis Beach, and you see a lot of people out there. The high today was 81, and that's pretty close to average. This morning's low was at 64 degrees. Well, tomorrow looks to be pretty nice. Really, again, a beautiful day, upper 70s to low 80s throughout the afternoon, and just a few areas of increasing cloudiness, it looks like, throughout the afternoon and evening. Well, I mentioned that cold front. It's stretching now from Michigan all the way through southern Illinois down to Texas. The area of energy, though, is going to stay to our north, where they are seeing snowfall into Minnesota, Wisconsin, even into parts of Illinois. The rough weather blowing up there across Ohio. Here's that snowfall now, which continues to move in toward Michigan near Detroit and the Upper Peninsula as well, getting some snow. For us, south to southwest winds at 10 knots. Seas will be running less than 2 feet. And a light chop on the bays and inland waters. Here's the 7-day forecast as we see it. Slight chance for a shower comes Wednesday night, Thursday morning at 20%. Then we stay dry through Saturday. A slight chance for another shower or two as a weak frontal boundary moves through. And that front really won't cool things down, but it gives us another chance for showers on into Tuesday at 40%. That's our best chance for rain of those 3 days from Sunday to Tuesday. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thanks. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. Both lanes heading north and south on Gulf Drive and Bradenton Beach are slow moving, stretching from Whitney Beach up to Holmes Beach. Scott?
Stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Breaking news overnight.
Major changes are coming to this area. A large wildfire shut down the turnpike.
What police are doing to keep these folks safe.
But taking a look back to the west, this is the big weather maker.
Starting to see a little bit of a slowdown, 301 and 70.
My name is Luke Perry.
and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in-ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, bro. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. It's so wet.
In entertainment news, a little snow didn't stop Bill Cosby from showing up to day one of jury selection in his sex assault trial. More than half of potential jurors who filled out a questionnaire said they already had an opinion about whether Cosby was guilty or not, and more than 90% said they were already familiar with this case. Jury selection continuing today.
Wonder Woman gets a star today on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Not Gal Gadot, it's Linda Carter, who played Wonder Woman on the original TV show. The TV show ran for only 3 seasons from 1975 to 1979. Today, the president of CBS spoke at that ceremony along with Wonder Woman movie director Patty Jenkins.
All right, and we'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.